The Mi-4 was a Soviet transport helicopter that served in both military and civilian roles. Design and development: the Mi-4 was designed in response to the American H-19 Chickasaw and the deployment of U.S. helicopters during the Korean War. While the Mi-4 superficially resembles the H-19 Chickasaw, it is a larger helicopter and is able to lift more weight. The first model entered service in 1952, and replaced the Mi-1. The helicopter was first displayed to the outside world in 1952 at the Soviet Aviation Day in Chisinau. One Mi-4 was built with a jettisonable rotor. It served as an experimental vehicle for future pilots' means of safety and ejection designs. Operational history: the Mi-4 transport helicopter laid the beginning of the Soviet Army aviation. It was widely used both in the armed forces and in the national economy, and for several decades remained the main type of helicopter in the inventory of the Soviet armed forces and of the Civil Air Fleet. The Mi-4 went out of service with the development of the Mi-8. It is not used by the Russian Air Force anymore, though it remained in service in some countries as a utility helicopter or as a military transport a while longer. Albania was thought to be the final country using the helicopter, and by 2005 all were out of service. The Mi-4 played a very important role in Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971. The Mi-4 was the workhorse of the Indian Army at the time. A highly successful heli-borne operation, the Mena Heli Bridge, using Mi-4s helped the Indian Army's 57 Mountain Division clear the Mena River. The helilift of a battalion of Indian troops to the outskirts of Sylhet was the first heli-borne operation of the Indian Army. Much like the UH-1 Huey, after it was gradually phased out of military service, it was used in various domestic roles: search and rescue, firefighting, polar expeditioning, construction site cargo helicopter, commercial flights and many others. An official video of a North Korean Air Force combat flying skills competition released in 2014 shows that the Mi-4 is still in limited service in North Korea. Variants: V-12, prototype. Designation reused for the Mi-12. Mi-4, basic production version. Mi-4A, assault transport helicopter. Mi-4AV, armed versions based on the Mi-4A. Mi-4GF, factory designation for demilitarized Mi-4 for use in the Civil Air Fleet. Mi-4LIUX, 6-seat VIP transport version, sometimes converted into an air ambulance helicopter. Mi-4VL, firefighting version of Mi-4L. Mi-4M, armed close support helicopter, fitted with a gun turret. Designation alternatively applied to the Mi-4VM, and also reused for ambulance variant for the Soviet Ministry of Health. Export designation Mi-4ME. Mi-4 Mr. upgraded version of Mi-4VM. Mi-4P/Mi-4VP, civil transport helicopter, with accommodation for between 8 and 11 passengers, plus 8 stretchers and a medical attendant for air ambulance duties. Mi-4PL, anti-submarine warfare helicopter. Mi-4 picoseconds, SAR version. Mi-4S Salon, VIP transport helicopter. Mi-4SKH, multi-role agricultural helicopter, with a large chemical container in the main cabin. Also used as a firefighting helicopter. Mi-4T, major military production version, equipped with a large diameter main rotor and bulged windows. Mi-4VM, anti-submarine warfare helicopter. Mi-4BT, minesweeper with floats. Mi-4RI, Mi-4M equipped with a rear and experimental sonar. Mi-4 mount torpedo-carrying ASW attack aircraft derived from Mi-4M. Mi-4 Microns, attack helicopter. Mi-4MO, search helicopter with OCAR sonar. Mi-4 milliseconds, search helicopter with SORA infrared sensor. Mi-4FE, photographic and guidance helicopter. Mi-4SCHCH, polar version of Mi-4FV for working at the Soviet Arctic and Antarctic research stations. Mi-4SP, special rescue modification. Mi-4PG, experimental version equipped with an external load sling system. Mi-4SV, Mi-4 with improved heat insulation for working in the far north. Mi-4N Fill-In, experimental reconnaissance version intended for nighttime use. Mi-4KK, Mobile Command Post. Mi-4KU, Mobile Command Post for controlling Air Force units. Mi-4U, Target Designator version carrying the U-Spec system. Mi-4 Grains, Mi-4 fitted with Grebzok 3 wide-range panoramic detection and relay radar. Mi-4 TARK, TV-equipped artillery reconnaissance and spotting helicopter. Mi-4 MK, ECM version. Mi-4UM, radio-controlled target drone version. Harbin Z5, Chinese military transport helicopter. Chinese production version. Harbin Z6, prototype turbine-powered version of the Z5, no production undertaken. Xfanfeng, Chinese civil transport helicopter. Chinese production version. Unnamed variants, Mi-4 mine layer version produced by converting troop carrier helicopters. Mi-4 modified for transporting and laying gas pipelines. Mi-4 with Panorama 360 SIN camera system produced by conversion. Mi-4 with the Pristava radio equipment developed in 1957 for guidance of remote-controlled reconnaissance balloons. Mi-4s used as test beds. Apart from the above-mentioned versions, the Mi-4 and Mi-4A were widely used as test beds of various kinds for testing sub-assemblies and systems of future aircraft, as well as equipment for other branches of industry. Operators: Afghanistan, Afghan Air Force; Albania, Albanian Air Force; Algeria, Algerian Air Force; Bangladesh, Bangladesh Air Force; Bulgaria, Bulgarian Air Force, Bulgarian Navy; Cambodia, Cambodian Air Force; China, People's Liberation Army Air Force; Cuba, Revolutionary Armed Forces; Czechoslovakia, Czechoslovakian Air Force; East Germany, East German Air Force; Egypt, Egyptian Air Force; Finland, Finnish Air Force; Hungary, Hungarian Air Force; India, Indian Air Force; Indonesia, Indonesian Air Force; Iraq, Iraqi Air Force; Khmer Republic, Khmer National Air Force; Mali, Mali Air Force; Mongolia, Mongolian Air Force; North Korea, North Korean Air Force; Poland, Polish Air Force; Polish Navy; Romania, Romanian Air Force; Somalia, Somali Air Corps; Soviet Union, Aeroflot, Soviet Air Force; Soviet Navy; Sudan, Sudanese Air Force; Syria, Syrian Air Force; Vietnam, Vietnam People's Air Force; North Yemen, North Yemen Air Force; Yugoslavia, Yugoslav Air Force. Specifications. Data from www.globalsecurity.org. World Mi-4 Specs. HTM, General Characteristics, Crew, 1 or 2 pilots, Capacity, 16 troops or up to 1,600 kilograms of cargo, Length, 16.80 meters, Rotor diameter, 21.00 m, Height, 4.40 m, Disk area, 346.4 miles squared, Empty weight, 5,100 kilograms, Loaded weight, 7,150 kilograms, Max takeoff weight, 7,550 kilograms, Power plant, 1 Shtsevash 82V radial engine, 1,250 kilowatts, Performance, maximum speed, 185 km per hour, range, 500 km, service ceiling, 5,500 m, rate of climb, ms, disk loading, 41 kg mass squared, power mass, 0.21 kilowatts per kilogram. See also, related development, Harbin Z5, aircraft of comparable role, configuration and era, Sikorsky H-19, Sikorsky H-34. Notes. References, Ogden, Bob. Aviation Museums and Collections of the Rest of the World. UK, Air Britain. ISBN 978-085130-394-9. External links, Mi-4 entry on Aviation Ru site. The initial version of this article was based on material from Aviation Ru. It has been released under the GFDL by the copyright holder.